She act like she don't see nothing.
Also, Major, how are those locks holding up? Because I know it's hot outside. I know it's humid right now.
See, this is why I stay inside. But even then, man. Even then. Also, because I'm like going on 6 months now. Things ain't. It's a mess up here, man. It's a mess.
You better. Okay, so I'm just gonna say I was talking about this the other day on stream. So I'm just gonna say this to you. You better not be afraid to Google, how do I care for this shit in a way that doesn't kill me? Because this is a lot.
And see, that's the part that would kill me is the looking it up as, oh my God, this is a lot. This is why I paid for people to do this shit.
Correct. What you do is you look up what should I be looking for in a person who's taking care of this properly, and then go find a person who matches those qualifications.
That part.
Yo, what? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Is this hair care routine good for people who have C4 hair though?
Look, I did let my wife cut my hair, like the parts that are unbraided. I let her cut that, so it's made it cooler. But then I lift it up, and it's like, oh, there are definitely parts of this that, yeah, I should have went to go find a barber. But again, with at the time a negative bank account balance, it was like I can't afford shit.
Oh wait, is it time for the bank account song already?
So again, I know y'all are dabbling in between Twitter and Mastodon, but on Mastodon, also on Threads, I put that
Girl, not Threads. I have
that's on the list. It's on the list. Just want to say where I posted things.
Okay.
So we got money. We had money that came back in from because again, Wake County schools will pay parents to drive their kids to and from school. So they had a little bit of a backlog, and they finally paid us. So my wife was like, "Hey, here's some money. Pay some bills that you got to pay for your personal stuff, like for your business or whatever." So I took it, or I went to go take it, and then I discovered Truist removed my bank account, my checking account.
Damn.
That had negative $80 in it.
Pardon? What was the reason?
Probably because it had negative $80 and nothing was going in and out of it for months. Now I know some people may feel some type of way about Nora from Queens, not Nora from Queens, but Aquafina. But we were watching Nora from Queens, and she had a similar issue to where they thought the bank, it was a joke, but the bank thought she was dead, and they closed her checking account.
And it's just like, okay, but like, I know you have my number on file. Why didn't you notify me about this?
But see, you make it sound like it's a bad thing, Sin. I had a negative $80 checking account balance, and they deleted the account.
So this was a happy accident.
Oh, so what you're saying? Oh,
I created a new one with a $0 balance.
Okay.
And put all of the money in there.
So with no overdraft fees, hallelujah.
So what Major is basically saying is, dear Washington, D.C.
Yeah, them junk fees are a motherfucker, but I don't know. It kind of saved my ass this time.
Them junk fees were junk feeing like a bitch.
But yeah.
I just got here and I'm ready to go to bed, child. What is this?
Yes, Merge, we came back. We are back.
We back.
We are back.
It's West Coast Sid.
That's right, West Coast Sid.
Oh my God, we back again.
But I forgot to mention that, I forgot to say that, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, Mark Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux, the Grandmaster of IT, aka your favorite streamer's favorite IT guy. And it's time, once again, for the first time in over a month, Tech Talk Thursdays. We are back, baby.
Back in the building.
Back in the building.
Baby.
Girl.
Of course, I'm joined this week and every week
Yes, sir.
by Kevy Kev. It's your boy Kev in the building.
In the building. How's everybody doing today? What's good?
Also joined this week by the man who has the most awesome path traced sunlit room with an additional light. He would like you to know that there is an additional light. Siziak is in the building.
Complete with a uniform.
Because
Yeah.
Kevin and I are loud quitting.
We cloud quitting from the show.
We're doing the bare minimum to sabotage his company. And we're being loud and boisterous about it.
Like
Uniform, fuck this uniform.
We're loud working. No.
Loud working. No, it's quiet working. We
Quiet
don't want
working.
people to know we working. But we working.
Quiet working is like covering up. You work here? No. Covers the badge? No.
All
You
the
work
people,
here? I sure don't. I'm sorry.
all the black and brown people who work for all the FANG companies. Y'all heard you over there at Apple? Nah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, no. You definitely heard about that based on that $500 million lawsuit, but let me not.
Oh, you over there at Meta? Nah. Couldn't be me.
Could not
I work
be
at
me, though.
Mastodon. I work at Mastodon. That's a software. It's not even a company. No, I
that
work at
M-
Mastodon.
That M is for McDonald's. That M is for Macintosh. I'm going to the Apple store as we speak.
Look,
I don't even do
heard,
software.
I heard
I
you
do
working
hardware
on.
only.
I heard you were working on Threads. No, I'm working on Spool.
You see this? This is my little crochet needle. This is as close to Threads as I'm gonna get. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm working at Yarn. My bad.
No, this is Michael's. We sell Thread.
We sell thread, sir. This is a Hobby Lobby. Get out.
Ooh, no. We don't know. We don't. No, we definitely do
Seriously.
not shop there. No.
Get out. No, seriously, get out and take me with you.
They don't have
What you're
barcodes
talking
over there.
about?
They
I'm
surely,
over
they
it.
surely, they
Now
certainly
listen,
don't.
Let me go ahead and shop at my Hobby Lobby before I head on my way to go pick up my Chick-fil-A sandwich. Leave me alone.
So clearly, we've got a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
I'm gonna allow us to catch up. We've been doing things over this past month. I mean, if there's anything you've done over the past month you'd like to share.
Listen, Sin, you go first.
I took my first spin in trying to do production and stuff. So there was a short run of, y'all know I'm into tabletop games. So there was a short run of a tabletop game, and I got to be behind the camera making sure that people did like video checks and audio checks, and I got to play with Video Ninja and figure out how all those settings work and all of those things. It was a fun time. I spent some time reading. I got like 3 new job responsibilities. Whew. There's nothing like being in data analysis to let you know that people just truly do not talk to each other about anything.
It's in the data.
It sure is. And then everything else has been collecting some books, spending more time getting into the habit of cooking at home, which has been nice. So that's going well. Cat is happy. And yeah, I think that's most of the things, other than hanging out with y'all, because the thing about the audience of people who watch this show is that y'all are just like, oh, we're just gonna hang out with y'all regardless. So you were hanging out with Major streams. You were hanging out with me on Tuesdays. I saw y'all pulling up for Kevin managing hospitals and children and roller coasters and elephants and animals and Pokemon and everything else. If there is a management position, Kevin has taken it virtually, and then some.
See, now we have to take them down.
Yeah, I've been like a dean of schools. I've done hospital administration. I've done like power cable management. So I've like did transformers. I have also built schools. Definitely have done that. Yeah, that's Very, very, very full, very technical stuff. I taught yesterday. I taught the not yesterday, the day before. I taught the aspiring Ghostbusters and how to bust ghosts and feel good. So I did that. We took down some really ancient white people, and they will not be bothering nobody anymore. So that's cool.
Amen.
Yeah, hallelujah. And yeah.
So, like, the other thing is, I got into a rabbit hole of watching fashion videos. And after watching fashion videos, I went through every single thing I had in the closet and was just kind of like, do I wear this? Do I wear that? How long have I had this and not ever had a single thought to put this on? Do I like the way that this feels when I wear it, etc. and so on, and decided to like change stuff. And I finally did some things that y'all are going to see as very unfortunate reminders. So content warning, unfortunate reminders. I washed all my baseball caps and all my shoes by hand. I just spent a whole afternoon just washing baseball caps and shoes. I took shirts out of the closet and was kind of like, if I don't feel confident and comfortable in this, it's coming out the closet. Took all of those things out. And now I'm just over here waiting for friends to come by and visit and us take like a couple of like trips to an outlet. So that was a lot of fun. It's been chill times. It's been chill times. I still get terrible sleep, but it's been chill times. And I think I'm gonna pass that one to Kevin while I go see who has appeared at my front door, because my cat just took off like a shot, which probably means someone is here.
I heard something too.
Yeah, I did hear the door. I heard a knock, and then the cat just was like.
I was like, was that thunder? That can't be thunder. I didn't hear thunder.
So yeah, a lot has happened. A lot has happened over like the month and a half. Like, you know, I have been doing a lot of coverage of community events. Like, I've like actually blown the dust off my camera and taken pictures of community events around town and trying to be like the man with the camera at events, and you know, doing that kind of stuff, keeping busy, planning possible trips next year, because your boy needs to get about this house. Like, boy needs to get about the way gross. I mean, get out.
Would you like some recommendations for masks to wear?
Probably. Yeah, go ahead and hit me up in the Discord. I mean, in DMs about that.
Because I got you. The last time we took a trip over here, we were properly covered, and it came with the air purifier. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop you links on all the stuff I bought.
Yep. So, getting out and about, and 40th is coming up, so I'm like, yeah. If ain't nothing but just a day trip that out of like 2 hours away, we need to do something like day trips, something. Just getting out of town and getting onto a road going somewhere, and looking after my mom. Had a bit of a health scare with my mom, and but she's fine. We're good. So thankfully the hiatus happened, because I would have had to take a week off for that, thing. So it kind of worked out. It kind of lined up good in that respect. Copious amounts of yard work.
I know you tired.
Yeah. Copious amounts of yard work. And also not trying to melt in the heat, in the South Georgia heat, because the way climate change is real.
Amen.
Climate change is real. And don't let nobody else tell you climate change is real. And just, playing really awesome indie games. Oh my God. And the way I'm blown away, I haven't even bought it, but the way I'm blown away by how absolutely incredible looking Dave the Diver is. Like, I think I might have to call audible on that one because I have not seen a game that has looked so good and looks so good. I just got finished watching DJ play it, and I think DJ played it yesterday, and I think I watched more of the VOD of it today. So yeah, just been playing copious amounts of like indie games, doing some much needed organizational work because yeah, I'm tired. You know, like looking at my room, my space, my living space, and I'm just like, you know, majority of the pandemic was just you existing, and now it's like it's time for you to get up out of here and actually factually take time and effort and start throwing some of this shit away. So, and yeah, for the most part, just been keeping busy, keeping productive, watching a whole bunch of trashy stuff. Got an iPad. If nobody heard, iPad. And
congratulations! I'm still on my journey to getting one of those.
Yep. And I just not too long ago signed up for the trial for Apple Arcade. So I've been playing a lot of Apple Arcade apps and games, and I'm like, the one game that has taken over my time is, funnily enough, jigsaw puzzles, which I've been kind of like dabbling with jigsaw puzzles on my app. And when I tell you, and I'm probably going to be doing and I also got a dongle because I ordered a lot of dongles from Amazon. So I have ordered. Did you
catch the ones from FKD?
FKD? Oh, Fat Kid Deals. Yeah.
Because I was about to say, like, they're constantly on some sale with us. Like, hey, here's a pack of chargers, and I'm just like,
So I got this one, and it basically has HDMI to it. So I plugged in, do the whole doohickeys, and I was able to like capture gameplay from the iPad to my computer. And I even uploaded a video of this really cool like game called Pocket. I think it's like Pocket Car Jockey, where it's just like the most stressful game of solitaire you will ever play. But it's really fun though. And I did a caption, I uploaded it to my YouTube page. It's a good time. So yeah, I'm good. Trying to stay productive, but really truly making my way to go get up out this house and take trips, see my beloved, and just kind of like hang out and whatnot. Yeah, that's about it.
Kevin said we're trying to be outside.
I'm trying to be outside. I'm trying to be outside the right way. I'm trying to be outside.
Don't be outside the wrong way. I'm trying to be outside and travel so I could just be with this one person. Yeah, I was outside the wrong way.
Yeah, I'm trying to be outside. I'm trying to be outside good, you know. So that's pretty much what I got going on.
Yeah, speaking of which, yeah, I guess it's my turn. Yes, I went outside the wrong way. You know, go to a tabling event in a park with no table, no tent, and it's 90 plus degrees outside. And then being out there for a full work day. Don't do that.
Mm-mm.
Don't ever do that.
Major, let me go ahead and ask you a question real quick. Let me just go ahead and hit you with a quiz. Sunscreen?
No.
Did you have water?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the only thing I thought of. I don't own a tent. I don't own a tent. I did own a table, but I forgot the table. Everybody forgot the table. And the guy who has access to
because my lord.
The one guy who has access to our tent also has ADHD. And he saw the tent, then he saw something shiny, and then he closed the storage unit with the tent still in it. And then he had to leave.
That's the wild part, when they have to leave like that.
Yeah. And my partner who was going to join me that day, he had to take his dog to the vet. So yeah, for a good few hours, I was out alone trying to get people to, just try to get people interested in Extra Life with a portable fan that somebody luckily bought to me. And I was able, finally they bought me some cold beverages, and I was kind of able to relax for the rest of the day. But my feet hurt after that.
Good.
But that's going outside. That's one of the ways you go outside the wrong way. Don't do that. Don't do that. It took a while. It took me about a week to recover from that shit.
I bet it did.
That a damn thing else.
That was definitely an event I did in what was it? It was like for like friend of the family. We were outside and we was outside in like 90-degree weather, and all I had was like a towel. Luckily, I did have water. I did also have water, and I had some shade.
But you were able to, so you had shade. I'm pretty sure you were moving around a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I was standing in like one 8 by 8 foot spot.
Ooh.
On concrete.
Ooh.
With no shade.
Ooh.
Major, these people are not your friends and they do not love you. If you see them, I would punch them in the throat. Like, what?
No, I mean, granted, we all realized the situation we were all in, so it's not like they just left me there. It's like, yep, nope, we have no things. Here it is. There were things that all of us could have done to rectify the situation. Me, least of all, because I don't have the money I used to where, sure, if I thought about it, I would have went to Dick's Sporting Goods the night before and bought a tent just to have it. But that was something I did not have access to anymore. So it was a lesson learned thing.
You know something? What I'm gonna say is I am glad that you made it through.
Yeah.
That you are here to tell us that story, because if you had been a couple of 100 miles south, that could have been a story about heat stroke, and that's not cute.
Yeah. But outside of that, I've been building servers, tearing down servers, still exploring the depths of my son's vocabulary, to where now my mom notices that he knows words that even she did not think he knew. He has now solidified his yes, they are good words. They are good words.
What he out here saying?
I haven't written them down, so I would hear them as wow, you know that, and then kind of move on. But the one that stuck with me was the word he told me last night, or he told my wife and I last night. He was looking for merch for a game on Apple Arcade called Brawl Stars. My wife pulls up the website on her phone and he's trying to click something and it doesn't work. This nigga says, they're trying to troll me. I passed out on the floor in my wife's office. I said, I can't. I can't do this.
No. That baby shouldn't know words like this. Shouldn't even have the concept. Like, why we out here? It is far too early for your era of Call of Duty. And the vocabulary that it spawns.
But unfortunately, that's what, like, even though these are kids' videos, these are the terms that these YouTubers use when they're playing these video games on YouTube.
Fair.
To where, also during this month of hiatus, now that he is out of school, he's been kind of working close by me. Of course, if you've been paying attention to a lot of stuff that I've been posting it towards the beginning of the month, he's been in some of that content. He actually even released his first YouTube video at the beginning of the month, where I bought a Xbox controller. Couldn't really explain why to my wife. So I said, hey, Katie, you like that controller? Yes. All right, it's yours. So yeah, Yeah.
There's some skullduggery going on over here. Not you setting him up like that.
But he does use it on his iPad to play like Minecraft and stuff. So, and he walks around with that thing with his iPad just in case he needs to break out a quick game of Minecraft. He's got his controller ready to go.
Keep that thing on him.
Exactly.
It's like I keep this thing on me.
Yup. But yes, he has come out and said that he wants to be a YouTuber. That he wants a computer, a keyboard. No, he's a computer, a mouse, and a CPU. So, sir, do you not know that a computer and a CPU are about the same thing? No, not a CPU. He wanted a computer and a PC.
Let him cook, Major. Let him cook.
Let him cook. Let him.
But what I think he thinks a computer is the keyboard.
We'll get that.
Because he sees the keyboards. He's like, look, you've got a computer right there. I said, no, that's a keyboard, buddy. It doesn't go with anything. But yeah, he says he wants a computer, he wants a PC, he wants a mouse, and he wants a chair like Daddy.
I think we can arrange all that.
I made some moves towards it. Gave him a Raspberry Pi.
Oh.
But I just gave him the Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not plugged into anything. As a matter of fact, I have no idea what he did with it. Now that I gave it to him, I don't know where it is in his house.
Yeah, because I was all gonna be like, yeah, we could probably put like.
Oh, Minecraft is pre-installed on Raspbian OS.
Oh, nice. Because I was saying like, well, we could probably whip him up like a retro Pi situation.
Yeah.
Get like old games on it.
But all he wants to do is play like Minecraft and whatever's on his iPad. Mm-hmm. However, this YouTube thing has gotten real bad to where he's not practicing being a YouTuber.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
By playing his video games and screaming into the tablet as loud as he can. Because that's how he thinks he should play video games.
See, Jacksepticeye done ruined all our kids.
You mean Jacksepticeye not Markiplier?
Well,
either or, they're like interchangeable.
Marky Moo has those dulcet tones, though.
You know something? Fair.
I think at one point he asked me about Mr. Beast.
Ooh. Okay.
It's been an interesting month here.
It sounds like it has definitely been that.
Just from a family aspect and just like the fact that like he does like to play video games and stuff like that. He's definitely taking more of an interest of what I do. Like more often than not, he comes up here while I'm streaming and we'll have conversations while on stream. He knows what's going on now. So he'll put on a little show because he knows that there's a camera and a microphone. So he'll act extra.
Not him giving the people a performance.
Like Monday he came up
for
here
his Beyonce era.
Like Monday he came up here and asked me to sign a list for free movies. I then sued him on Tuesday because I sat around Tuesday waiting for a free movie and got no free movie.
Did you say you sued him?
I did.
Major.
Look, he's gotta learn to deliver the goods, man.
How could you?
Kanan, I'm suing you.
Like, listen, you know something? It's one
learn
of those,
every aspect of this business.
It's just like I'm suing you now so that you don't become Elon later.
No, I will make sure that my son does not despise me in the future. Look, I saw Grime. Somebody was playing a Grime song a week ago, and I looked at Matt. I looked at my wife and said, "Do you think she regrets sleeping with him?"
No.
Really?
You know something? I feel like the answer would be daily, but the consolation prize is pretty good.
I guess.
I feel like that's because I know that's where I would be. I would be like, girl, I cannot believe I did this mess. But you want to know what though?
Oh, not saying Clinton. Sorry, I've got Mastodon up on here. And apparently, he's still sharing tweets he's still sharing tweets into Mastodon, where he St. Clinton.
Who is this?
He's a regular. He's a recent regular to the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it came from Kev.
Yeah, he hangs around. Yeah.
He tweets, or on Mastodon he toots. Hey Google Ads, why in the hell am I seeing an ad from Light in the Box for a shirt that says I'm white, straight, Republican, and male? I'm black and a moderate Democrat. Your system really screwed up.
I mean, that's a pretty damn valid question.
Very valid.
I'm like, your algorithm ain't algorithming right. I'm just 100% with you, cause yeah.
You know something? I have assumed at this point that the algorithm's not broken, it's malicious. That's where I'm at.
It's working as intended.
So I'm just like, you said this. Well, I mean, we have some clear assumptions in your algorithm about who you think your default audience is. Thank you for sharing that insight with us.
What if I bought that shirt and just, oh, she's not home, by the way.
Who's not home?
The GOAT.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, my friend, but your algo just doesn't have no rhythm.
It has no rhythm. No rhythm, no moves.
And the rhythm.
Wait, do I have something to tell you? What do you mean? I do have a story to share, but that's about it. I mean, we do have the June recap to get through.
Oh yeah, June recap.
Rise for the national anthem.
Which one?
Earth is ghetto and I wanna leave.
I wanna leave.
I wanna leave.
I was about to do the players anthem from UGK and like Outkast. So it was like, keep your heart, 3 Stacks. Keep your heart.
Look, I can play the Negro National Anthem. I tried to get that Google thing to play. But yes, we've got some things to discuss. This is not a normal episode, as you can already tell. Because, sure, as we talked before the show started, when we take a break, normally like every 4th Thursday to play video games, things happen. Like when Elon, let me use his real name, Muskie Musk. When Muskie Musk bought Twitter. But I want to say the last time we took a month off, we acknowledged things that happened a month before, but we went on with that week's news stories. One particular news story was so huge that during a stream of the Major Linux show, we sat here, we sat and we talked about it and said, you know what? No, we just need a June recap. And it was for one news story. Everything else that's on this list technically came after. The only thing that didn't was our story is a story I included about Apple. That was like a week before. So without burying the lead any further, let's get into it. Let's get into what caused this June recap episode. And that is the implosion of Reddit. Reddit CEO, following the footsteps of, I guess, his favorite CEO of all time, Muskie Musk, decided to say, hey, you know all that user-generated content that's on my platform? Fuck all y'all. I'm locking this shit up. And if you want access to it from your third-party apps, you need to pay me thousands of dollars.
To which everyone collectively said, bitch, you thought.
And shut everything down.
It was like, oh no, hell no, boy, y'all done up and done it.
It was later.
Come on, babe.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Can I ask a question about that decision?
Yes, please.
Hey there, Reddit CEO.
Mm-hmm.
It's me. Did you see how Elmo had to walk that shit back, though?
He didn't.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't walk it back. Muskie must didn't walk it back because remember we looked up the pricing for Twitter's API long after you made that decision.
Like, didn't he do a whole bunch of things and people went, nah, absolutely not? Wasn't there also the
not the rate limiting? Not the rate limiting. We haven't gotten there yet. That, believe it or not, that was after Reddit.
Oh, Jesus.
That was after Reddit.
Yep.
What I am talking about is the closing of the public API of Twitter, which caused things like Twitterific to go away.
Yeah.
Or Tapbots. The Tapbots app or whatever they were making for Twitter to go away, and then cause them to make what I will say is one of the best Mastodon applications for iOS, iPadOS, and macOS. Tapbots is like, bet, we're going to Mastodon today. We are beginning to work on an app for Mastodon today. And they did not disappoint. Reddit decided they wanted to follow that lead.
Yikes.
And then the boycott happened. Reddit CEO decided to double down on it. But they're also saying, oh no, it's because, the AI chatbots are scraping our data. Motherfucker, I could pull up a curl command and grab all of the shit on your webpage.
Yep.
The fuck you saying? We can still get the data, but that's neither here nor there. That's why they said they blocked. That's why they're closing down the public API and charging for it, which caused apps like Apollo, probably the best iOS third-party Reddit app, to shut down, but also caused a whole bunch of subreddits to go dark. It was so bad, it was so egregious that somebody set up a Twitch stream to where you can watch in real time all the subreddits going dark. But then it gets better. The story gets juicier, not better, because it's actually worse. Because looking at the end of all this, it was definitely bad. Nobody won this. Reddit's response to all this outside of doubling down was the fact that they were going to start intimidating moderators who voluntarily closed the subreddits. They say, hey, you got to turn it back on. You got to turn it back on. While also saying, we will never force the moderators to turn the subreddits back on. We won't do that. No, that sounds like a bad thing.
Only a villain would do that.
Only a villain would do that.
It's me.
Oh, wait.
The villain.
Wait, what's that? Oh, ad revenue is down because nobody has a place to put an ad because the subreddit's closed? Well, fuck, I guess I'm a villain now. To where they then asked all the moderators, hey, do you really want the subreddit down or would you like it back up? Because if you want it back up, we could put you in charge and kick out the people who are keeping it shut down. Divide and conquer.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They tried it.
And the sad thing is they actually were successful.
Mm-hmm.
Just one by one, those subreddits came back. Now, granted, some of the people who were running those subreddits decided to move their communities over to open source alternatives to Reddit, mainly on the Fediverse, like sites or like server or apps called like KBin, Lemmy. I also have a Lemmy server, lemmy.majorsauce.com. I'm not sure if it works or not, but hey, if you would like to test it, I'd appreciate you helping that. There's content already there, you know, it's whatever, it's cool.
What about like places like Social Stack?
Never heard of Social Stack, but I'm sure. One subreddit I think today said that they just wanted to move their community to Discord. I mean, they've got forums over there now.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, at the end of all of that, the users of Reddit lost that battle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a sad day when we do not have say over our content. Like we can't dictate what happens to our data. The content that we produce and put on a site, we don't have that control. Now, granted, if you look at terms of service, you probably never did have that control. As much as you thought you did, you probably never did. But again, this is the problem we face with, say it with me now, centralized social media. When one person owns all the keys, are you really in control?
I think it's that and one other thing that this speaks to, which is something I have spent the last month having to look at and I'm quite tired of seeing, which is the following. Hey, I don't know if you know this or not, but we don't win the game by just being the people who have more points. You know what I mean? I feel like I have to explain to people several times when it comes to things like this and this kind of discussions that you're having and being like, y'all could just be the people that we're not being terrible to, and we can just be terrible to other people. And it's kind of like, I need y'all to just go find a Merriam-Webster dictionary, Oxford, right? Urban Dictionary will work just fine. Wikipedia if you need to. And just look up what the word solidarity means. I need you to go and find that word. Like, you know, like what's happening with the WGA and the SAG-AFTRA people, that y'all need to be doing that. Please and thank you.
Oh, shit, I should have put that on the list.
Being they popped off today. So I mean, for fairness, but like being the people that the bad things aren't happening to isn't enough. We need the bad things not to happen, period. We need people to know that it's not cool to do to anybody.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if you come for me, if you come for these people over here, I'm still coming for your neck. Don't do it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And what y'all decided to do when you could have had better was, I just wanted to have my subreddit back. Child, there are other places to build a subreddit if y'all really have to have these places. Like, you know something? If I'm going to say, I'm going to invoke an ancient entity that no one has heard from in ages. But I mean, if you desperately need it, Envision free boards are here for you. Like, I'm just saying. We can take it back a little bit. It's fine. Y'all are gonna be.
Look, holla at me. We can set up a discourse server. I've done it before. Do it again.
I want to point out, way back when, it is 2023 right now.
Yep.
Around the bubbling age of 2017, 2018, the before times, did one major Linux set up an entire whole ass forum.
So far away.
With single sign-on, so that y'all didn't even have to create a new account. You just be like, this is what my Twitch info is. Can we just make an account with this? Discord. And it would have been like, absolutely.
It was started Discord.
Major, shut up and let me cook. We can add extra seasonings later.
It's gotta be the truth.
the thing is, like, it happened. The things happen. The things have been done. They're easily done. They could be done again easily. It takes 0.5 seconds most of the time for Major, and mostly because he already has it like pre-baked and in like a sealed mesh bag. But like, bro.
Already marinated. Already marinated.
Look, I was so glad when Lemmy.
I'm like losing my mind because Reddit is a glorified forum. Y'all didn't have to do all that.
What makes me so happy though is when I decided to set up a KBin account because I couldn't figure out KBin server shit. But to call for all of his, like, I'm not gonna say tinfoil hat, but very more militant than I on this shit. He was like, no, KBin is bad. Lemmy is where it's at. So, all right, let me look at Lemmy. And Lemmy was like, hey, here's this Docker container. Just run it. I'm like, what? Are you serious? It's just Docker? And look what we got. Oh, it sends pictures still here. Remove the send image. But look at it. Look at it. It's so pretty. And it looks like Reddit. Like, I'm sorry, this thing just looks like fucking Reddit. Except there's no fucking ads. And the thing is, you know how I love ActivityPub and the whole concept of the Fediverse and how you can set up your server and never have to worry about missing content? These are all the Lemmy instances that I am federated with and am getting content from. I'd be hard pressed to miss a thing. It's like Smash. They're all here. But nah, just like Twitter, y'all too good. Y'all can't leave the goodness of what, you know, you come to know, not take that risk with your community. And Reddit, especially, I get Twitter, but Reddit,
like I was about to
y'all
say
can't
that.
go somewhere. Y'all can't
That
try
part.
nothing new.
That part.
Y'all
'Cause I'm
ready.
like,
Y'all are in Reddit screenshotting Tumblr and Twitter for that matter while we're here. We're like, girl, what are we doing?
what are we doing? Because that's what I'm saying. Like, I could emphasize with the Twitter. I can emphasize with the Facebook. I could probably empathize with the MySpace. But Reddit is just terrible. Like, Reddit is just the worst.
Y'all couldn't move. It's like, you know, we're just done with Reddit.
Yeah. I'm
Like,
like,
you know something? I'm going to say something. It's going to sound terrible, but I'm here for it. So, like, Reddit, really? That's the sub that you want to be imploded in?
Wow.
that was the hill y'all was trying to die on. Reddit. That's what we doing. Okay. I mean, it couldn't be me though.
Okay, so now that Sin has brought it up, do we continue with the social media stuff, or do we go to this other thing?
I think we can literally leave Reddit to rest because Reddit.
Well, no, I mean there's other social media topics
okay
on the list,
yes.
but do we take a detour, or do we
don't
keep on
detour
social?
to-
Okay, so we keep going on social
don't.
media.
Yeah, like, don't detour to the thing I just said. Don't
yeah,
do
we can talk about other socials, but we can't. But I'm done with Reddit. So
Oh no, what I was saying is, do we keep talking social, or do we move to the sub?
no, we can talk. No, we can talk. We can talk more about socials.
Okay. Well, the sub is on the list. Twitter. Now we can get to what Sid was alluding to at the beginning, where, again, because the AI is scraping the website, we're going to limit what you can see on the fucking website, not the mobile app, the website.
That was hilarious. But before we even get to that, before we even get to that,
But before we even get to that, you can't view tweets outside of Twitter unless you're signed in.
Yeah.
For a little minute.
Yeah, that one got reversed. That one got reversed almost immediately.
No, he just he literally went, I'm leaving with my tweets. Oop, I'm gonna have to come back and let y'all have these. Never mind. And it's one of those things of being like, child, the way that these people with way more money than good sense are out here puffing out their chest and getting their feelings hurt. And for what? Publicly embarrassed for what reason?
So Muskie Musk said that, hey, because the AI is scraping the site and that's causing an overload of the servers, we had to rate limit. But see, what some of y'all may not have known was Muskie Musk, for months now, has not been paying any bills.
Can he pay them bills? Can he pay the hosting bills?
Can he pay his rent in Colorado?
Can he pay Google Cloud bills?
So one
Can
other
he pay
thing
the
that
API bills.
If he can't, Sundar, we're gonna tell him to chill.
Musk, we think you through. So
get out of here.
Sundar's like, I don't think you do. So me and Google are through with you.
So yes, Musk Muskie Musk is in some hot water. But let's actually start back with Twitter. Let's start with Twitter. Let's go back a little bit. Because I want to say that I want to say we may have covered that they did announce the new CEO. She started in June. Oh my God. No, I'm gonna leave that to the end. I'm gonna leave that to the bridge with Twitter and Meta. So y'all know where I'm at. We're gonna leave that. That's a little bit later. Things that were said.
I'm mind my business. I don't go here.
Things were said on this Muskie Musk actual mama said that he's not allowed to. According to UFC head bald honcho Dana White. He got a call from Mama Musk and said, "You will not let my baby fight." But yeah, so Muskie Musk has not been paying bills for quite some time. One of which has been the Google Cloud bill. And they probably busted his ass down a bit, taking some servers away. To where, yes, you would get rate limited if all the people you are holding hostage to look at Twitter because of a 30-day inactivity, locking tweets to have to be signed in, things like that to bolster your numbers. Yeah, you may run into an API issue on your website of all places.
Just embarrassing.
But no, it's the AI that's training its data. It's training on my data, on our data. As the Republicans do, because it's not something that's happening to them. It's something that's happening to all of us.
It's giving Truth Social.
Wow.
It's giving Parler.
Kanye's coming about it. Oh wait, you can if you're banned, right? Damn, there was something else. Something else happened. I want to say recently.
Oh, do you mean the lawsuit that just came up?
See, that one might go into Threads.
Nope.
There was another one?
No, not that one.
He don't know about this. Hold on, let me look this up.
I might know, but I threw it out. But yeah.
Twitter and Elon face a 500 as of yesterday. Twitter and Elon Musk face a $500 million lawsuit for allegedly refusing severance pay for employees he fired.
Yeah, that.
I'm talking about that.
Yeah, I know about that.
Is it on our list? Is it on our list?
No, because
though?
that's a July thing.
Okay, no, we're just
Yeah, I know it's a recap from the last I get it.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just gonna tack that on here for a
Yeah,
second
that
because
goes-
you just said
that
you
goes.
already. No, I mean because you already said something about him not paying bills. So apparently he's not paying people either.
No.
Remember, let me take y'all back in history. A while back, we were talking about how old boy got on here and said, and we really looked at him like, I know you fucking lying, when he said, how about this? Watch me not pay these people these severances that I told them I was going to pay them. And specifically, we're not even talking about the people with the golden parachutes who were the sea levels, but we're talking about the people he decided to send emails at 2 o'clock in the morning, in some cases, or overnight, and said, you have to read this and agree to this by 8 o'clock in the morning or you're fired. Or people were just like, you can either choose to take a severance or you can choose to forego your severance to read what the other job options and availability are. There was a whole bunch of fallout from that and a whole bunch of people left. Those people, that would be like me or Major or Kevin, those people are the people that he didn't pay in the order of up to $500 million in. We decided to be on some bullshit about firing you and didn't do it correctly, and we owe you money for that.
I remember what it was that I wanted to mention. So Twitter also decided today that they were going to start paying their content creators. One of them was someone who was banned for being, a far right racist asshole and got paid $7,000 to spew his hatred on the platform.
Interesting.
If you are still on fucking Twitter, what in the fuck are you doing? You are paying these motherfucking bills, man.
Oh, this is another thing, by the way, because some of y'all may have missed this happening in June. If someone with the blue check mark does something to antagonize you, please feel free to ignore these people because they decided to monetize that shit.
So I wouldn't even know what that's like. I would say it's been better on Mastodon, but
I saw that and I was just kind of like, oof, Major. I know you hated to have to say you hated to have to
not
write
that one.
like that
Not that one. I actually should have mentioned that at the beginning too. Not that. But hey, now that you mentioned it, let's get into it. On July 4th, on a train with barely any cell phone service, I had to combat a whole bunch of racist trolls that decided they wanted to pick a fight with me that day.
Child, we are tired, okay? We're tired. We're tired. We're starting to issue throw punches in the name of independence.
But little do they know, I can do a shit ton of, I can do dangerous things with an iPhone. Like beating them all the fuck back, implementing block lists that I should have had in the first place, but because of the fact I am laissez-faire, hey, it's whatever, nobody's beefing with me right now. I didn't have it. And I think the one time I tried to look, there was no way to import when I had to do it all by hand. So I was like, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, I invited that trouble because the hole was open. And no, I'm not gonna blame myself. I take that back. I did not invite that. Nobody deserves that shit. Nobody invites that shit to their door. Fuck that. But yes, I could have done something to protect myself from it. I didn't, and I fell victim to whatever the fuck that was. The only terrifying part about that was the fact that because the cell phone signal will go away, I could not reach my instance. So there were times during the train ride I thought they may have compromised the server. Only to find out, oh, it's just my cell signal went down. And I couldn't get the train wireless to work, which could have been the fact I was beta testing iOS 17.
Were you out there on that Amtrak?
I was on the Amtrak. And I will say too, we really need, I have said it before, but I am saying as someone who's experienced it more now, we really need to work on our infrastructure in rural areas because motherfucker, if I'm on a train for 6 hours and the wireless don't work, I'm gonna need a backup. Please and thank you.
Major said, let me tell y'all about the problems y'all are about to start having if y'all don't stop fucking around with me. Give me this reception, please.
But yeah, it was an interesting time. It was an interesting time to have to go through shit like that. It would have been handled a lot easier, a lot faster had I not been traveling. But again, it was a deserved vacation. My wife and I, we wanted to go out of town to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. So fuck that. I'm going out of town, and it sucks that that's something I had to deal with. But even then, it's still where I'm glad I was on a train. I wasn't on a plane. I wasn't driving a car. Because, you know, I ain't driving no car that doesn't have Apple CarPlay. And when you use Apple CarPlay, that takes off all your notifications. So it was like, I'm glad I wasn't in a position where I was traveling a great distance and did not have access to any type of notifications that was happening. To where it could have been a lot worse. I definitely thank the folks who came out and, you know, kind of tried to keep my spirits up, tried to put the positivity back in. Definitely the people who came through and provided block lists that I can use to kind of stem the bleeding for a bit. Yeah, I didn't let it work. I didn't let it like just fuck over my day. But it was interesting that when we went to the Museum of the African American History Museum, to sit there and point to shit I was seeing in the museum and say, this is the shit they were literally sending me. It's like I literally saw that picture in my mentions.
Ain't that some shit?
And it was like, it's like my wife didn't see any of it. She was about half asleep. So like I'm on my phone, like just typing furiously, trying to let people know, trying to find help wherever I can. She was asleep. So she never saw any of these messages. I didn't screenshot any of them. Cause like, for what? I own the instance, I own the server. So who am I sharing them with? Who am I telling on? But yeah, for her to see like, yeah, this is what I dealt with on the ride to Maryland. And she's like, oh, I am so sorry. Like, it's fine. It's whatever. This is what life is for us. But yeah. But hey, imagine if I was on Twitter still. There'd be nothing I could do. They'd still be there.
Mm-hmm.
But at least on Mastodon, I had the ultimate control, baby.
Yep.
Fuck them motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Believe that. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it now. Musk, Zuck, cage match.
The battle of the Billionaires Boys Club. Bam.
So I'm just gonna say it like this: it's giving back with the whole. I think Jake Paul was the one of the brothers that was getting into MMA stuff or whatever. And all I'm going to say is I feel now the way I felt about that situation back then, which was, child, let them have it.
Yeah,
let them have it. Put a barbed wire wrap baseball bat in that bitch while we're out here.
I said, can we put them in the cage, lock the cage, and then just leave?
Like,
you know something, Major? I'm just gonna go ahead and put this in the DM so that we don't have to say that out loud in a place that it is in a recorded format.
I will await this DM with bated breath. I mean,
just saying, can I operate it with a switch?
Can we get a Logitech controller, please?
yeah, wireless. Yep.
No, I'm gonna be wired.
Yeah.
I'll just wear rubber gloves.
But I'm like Ken Watanabe in Godzilla. I'm like, let them fight. Let them fight. Cause look, that was the level of I have a deep seething dislike for old Zuckerberg. And but then Elon is doing the absolute most by literally killing a social network. So by literally not doing everything he can to ruin a social network, Zuckerberg wins. And that's kind of like where we are. Like, well, he took a thing and just added some thing on top of it and made another thing from it. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, sure.
All right, let's talk about it. Meta. Last week, it's been a week. It's been out for a week. Meta released Instagram Threads. Earlier than usual, earlier than expected. Threads was expected to be released at the end of July, but because somebody decided he wanted to do a really dumb thing the week prior, Zuck looked at it and said, what is the minimum viable product we can make to go to market with, and when can we do it? So they looked at Threads, said, hey, the app works, kinda. If they try to leave, they'll delete their Instagram account, but who would want to do that? Come on. It's Instagram.
Can I just point out the free marketing that they got though?
Oh yeah.
For a second. And when I say the free marketing, right, it's something that I haven't seen a lot of people mention or talk about, so I thought I'd mention it here, right? What is the worst thing about it? What's up, Bifuteki?
Bifuteki.
The thing that is so bad about it was that if Twitter weren't in the state that it was in, there's no way they could have afforded to release Threads in the state that it was in and not have everybody immediately light it on fire. But just because of the levels of desperation and the fact that the bar is in the Earth's mantle at this point, everybody was just kind of like, you know what? It can't be any worse than dealing with Twitter at the moment, so we might as well just go ahead and get on this because at least it's early. Like, and it could get better.
It's a thing of, I can't deal with Twitter. I can't get into Blue Sky. Mastodon is way too complicated.
Can I? Let me just say for a second.
Spills for black people.
For black queer people.
Until it wasn't.
Because let's talk about that. Let me talk about that for a second. I'm just gonna go ahead and have this small, like, I'm gonna take this little 30-second square.
Don't tell me I gotta leave Spill now.
Because there was a whole debate on Twitter, not unlike the brunch and this being.
Oh my god! I knew when you said I fell into that trap again.
For the black people who are over here on Spill, how do y'all feel about basically all of the queerness happening over there? Because y'all can't say and do certain things because everybody's so sensitive. And it's just like, you mean being in a place where there's a moderated platform with terms and conditions so you can't be terrible to people?
Oh my
God.
God.
Y'all upset about this? There were people who were literally upset about that. And everybody was just like,
then I am so glad that they found Mastodon complicated.
No, like, these people said this about going over the Spill, and everybody was just kind of like, girl, this is why you're still over here on Twitter. Please stay here and don't come over there. Thank you.
This is why I am so glad that they find Mastodon so fucking complicated.
Child, because and it isn't. That's the thing. That's the wild thing about Mastodon.
You're right. It's not. You're right. It's not.
But if if they find out that we can transform, they'll tell the church, I see the vibes here, I'm going to shut up.
Yep.
Again, I don't want to keep people out of Mastodon. It's the thing
Nope.
of, if you were already like, if Spill is too queer for you, motherfucking Mastodon.
Don't come to Matt. Don't come to Matt.
Every other person that follows me on that platform is some level of queer, and I think a third of them are trans. And
By
it
the
is
way,
like, which is
you
great
probably
for me because I did not even know like trans people were just. I mean, I knew they were, but it's like, wait, I can talk to you. I don't think I knew any trans people on social media at all.
So hey, for fun, right? You can also just go to wherever the X is or the closed option is on this podcast and listen to it, because this has at least one person from the Rainbow Mafia out here on the podcast talking to you, right? Like, don't. I'm trying to save you and the kids. Please don't do it.
Oh my God.
I hate y'all so much. Listen, the future of the future of communities and mutual aid and us taking care of each other is gatekeeping the shit out of who's allowed to be over here.
I don't get it, man.
Hey, I know that we had a moment of goodwill back in 2020 when we handed out a whole bunch of tickets to the cookout. Go and collect that shit. Take them back. Revoke them. All of them, please. If you were handing out red tickets to the cookout, change all your tickets to green tickets, blue tickets, purple tickets, whatever you got to do. No more invites. These people are wilded out here.
It's so stupid, man.
They were just like, why can't I just say what I want to say? And it's always, dear Americans, the whole thing about your freedom of speech or whatever is the ability for you to be here and exist and say the things that you want without immediately being arrested or thrown in prison by the federal government. That has nothing to do with me telling you on a social media platform that the thing that you said is a shitty thing, and if you believe those things, you are a shitty person. That has no impact on your ability to say shit whatsoever. If you don't like the fact that I'm calling you a terrible person for saying terrible things, then try not saying terrible things next time.
Or on Twitter, they're removing me from this platform. But you wrote it on Twitter, you still have it. Like 1 million people liked it. Mm-hmm. Where did they remove you? I still see it.
Yep.
I still see you in my tweets and my retweets, and I don't want to.
Right.
So where did you get removed?
They are trying to silence me.
But I hear you. You were really loud. So yeah, during Twitter's fuck-uppery the week prior, Threads moved their launch date up to July 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern. But wait, there's more. Because I thought I would have time after I got back from Philadelphia. No. Well, I spent that extra time at a Micro Center just nerding the fuck out. No, that was when I was coming from DC. This was just me actually just coming back from Philly. On my way back from Philly, Instagram decided to say, you know what? What if we just launch it 2 hours early? Because why not? And boy, did it blow up. 100 million users on the platform by the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Man, social media success story. But was it?
Also, I have a question, Major.
Thank you,
If you would be so kind as to just give me a little boost, a little help. Why is it that, again, like as a common thread through all of these bits of news,
Thread.
I see what
you know the
yeah, you
vibes.
see what I did there,
Wait,
right?
is Thread a
And,
Strand game?
I
Is it made by
just
Kojima?
why are these people so good at getting in their own way about everything? Like y'all are like it's the capitalism's capitalizing, but can't stay out of their own way for anything when it comes to just being like, hey, just make things easy and accessible so I can just give you the money that you say that you want from me.
It's when capitalism capitalizes like a mother.
Because they want to control the message. If they let you control the message, then they don't control it.
Well, I mean, you say that, but it's also taking money out of their pocket. Like, why? Why? We don't. Girl, I don't know. Anyway, please continue.
Yes. The 100 million users by the weekend, which anybody would say that, wow, that's growth. That's amazing. That must be how much people really hate Twitter. Until you realize all you had to do was
Wait.
download an app, log into Instagram, and you have threads.
Mm-hmm.
And you can already have people you can follow. People can automatically be following you if you join the party late.
Which is contentious depending on like different things. But there's just a lot of, it's very much like kind of a Mac ecosystem where you just have like a whole bunch of things that are just built into it and it's easy to connect other things.
Yeah, so like Threads is like Mac, Twitter is like Windows, ME.
Not Windows ME. Oh my God.
Or Vista.
Vista.
Or a
Really Vista. Nah, Vista.
Okay, Vista.
Yeah.
And Mastodon is like Unix, like 1970 Unix.
I was about to say Ubuntu, but okay.
No, it's just, well, you know what? Yeah, Ubuntu. It's difficult because it's Linux, but because it's Ubuntu, it's like, motherfucker, it works like Windows. What the hell are you saying?
Uh-huh.
So yes, this past week, Threads, massive success. However you want to measure it. Like, again, I have to look at that and say, wow, they actually kind of did it. Good for them. Except for the glaring issues that, regular people have. Like, hey, maybe I don't want Threads after I signed up for it, but now I have it because if I get rid of it, I delete my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks to be those people who really did not think that way, think this all the way through, both on the creation side and those who decided, hey, I just want to click Threads and now I don't want Threads. If you're dipping your toe in the water like that, please don't be a massive influencer.
Mm-hmm.
This is like when I had to tell that dude on TikTok, hey, do not tell people the new iOS is out today, you dumbass.
The way that Major
dumbass.
went up to the camera and went, what are you doing?
Stop
it.
It's just like, you out here telling these people to install something that's in beta, knowing that these people aren't ready for beta features.
They're not ready for
Fix
beta.
it.
Mm-hmm. Stop it. Stop lying to these people.
Oh my god, I gotta find that link for you. It's somewhere.
Yeah.
I should have shared it in the Discord. I'll find it. I'll put it in Discord. Threads has had a moment. It's doing very well. Oh yeah, also the fact that there is no follow only algorithm.
Mm-mm.
You have to see everything. And as I stated today, I will literally block all 100 million accounts if it means I can only get to see my friends. But yeah, they're saying that they're working that out. But again, I feel like these are features that probably would have been added had the app been given time to kind of cook. a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But again, it was minimum viable product,
Mm-hmm.
and they went with it.
Right.
However, what makes all of this worth it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're getting the Musky Musk.
Oh yeah, musky.
What makes all of this worth it is the fact that Homeboy lost his shit
Sure as hell did.
on Twitter.
Sure as hell did.
You are you are the owner of a company, former CEO, and you calling another CEO on a public platform that everybody can see derogatory words that I'm not going to repeat because I at least have some decorum. Then on top of that, somebody pointed this out to me, 8 hours. It was 8 hours since Musky Musk called Zucky Zuck a variation of the C word, to where then my man's almost said, you know what, fuck the cage match. Let's have a dick measuring contest. And I am not being hyperbolic. He literally invited Musky Musk invited Zucky Zuck to a literal dick measuring contest publicly on Twitter.
You know,
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I'm with Sin on that one.
Do I get up and get water now? Like, I think I hear chuckling in the background. I don't know.
Sin's like, nah, I gotta get the robe and the fan on. There we go.
I'm blown away. How y'all feeling now?
Mahalia Jackson is playing in my head because only Jesus can fix this. 4C Jesus do something about this. Like
we got the
can't.
fail on the first episode, on the first stream back.
I'm like, Bantu not Jesus, help us. Cause cause see, the bar was in literal Hades, and yet here we are.
He's also threatened to sue Threads because he says they're in violation of non-compete. Which, that may be here and that's here or there. But didn't you
I'm sorry,
fire them?
but
You fired them. See, if you had like, idea or general business, you would have known not to just be firing people faster than the lawyers could keep up with. You out here firing people without, making people sign, like, without exit interviews or exit strategies, so they don't just be like, well, fine, I'll just work for Zuck, or I'll just work for Goog. You don't do none of that. You just dipped. You just said, nah, get out. And guess what they did? They got out, took their knowledge, their information, and said, boom, I'm working for Zuck.
But according to Meta, Nobody on the Threads team worked at Twitter.
Nope. Cause they all Zucks peeps. So again, what is this? What are you doing? That's why I'm like, that's why I watched. I think I watched a TikTok video where it was the illusion of the billionaire as being like a business genius has faded because of Musk. Musk has literally killed the ideal of a CEO being a business genius, and all he is just tagging his success to someone else's success and then being like, cool, pay me millions of dollars, please. Like, and when it does good, okay, we're gonna let these people go, and then I pay myself millions of dollars. Like that mystique of like someone being intelligent and saying, oh yes, he is an intelligent person because he's making real business savviness, and it's really not.
Can we talk about this? Can we talk about this? Can we just dig into that one point? People having a lot of money doesn't mean they know shit.
Exactly.
Well,
that just means they have a lot of money.
In a lot of cases, especially for billionaires, which are most of the people that we're talking about here, it just means that they are very unethical people.
Mm-hmm.
The literal existence of a billionaire is unethical.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because how do you make that much money and not be on some fuck shit and not do no bad stuff?
It's one of those, like, here's the thing. It's like there is, I am willing to grant that there might be like a 0.00001% chance that someone could ethically do that. But here's the thing. We know that you're not ethically doing it because the people that work for you cannot afford to live places and have healthcare at the same time.
And that's what Ruin's saying here. What if I invested in Microsoft and Apple early? No, because of the fact that you are exploiting the people who are making the products. You are making the money off of their labor.
No, I mean, Ruin put in a cap after that. We know better. Like, unless you are, if you have played Octopath
Oh, I'm sorry. It didn't show up
it
didn't show up on the chat that I'm looking at. So,
if you have played the game Octopath Traveler 2, unless you are Particio from that game, you cannot be an ethical billionaire. It's impossible.
That part, you are exactly right. You're exception. You're using your money and your wealth. You're using your merchandise to like allow people to get access to things that they would not have had access to because you know how to game the system in people's favor. That's what Particio does, and that's what not a lot of billionaires would do, because it's like, I have more money than God. Let me make sure that people can read. Let me make sure people have access. That my workers have access to health care and a living wage. Because when I looked upon when they look upon me as a happy, benevolent God that they now know, because they're eating and sleeping and not being worked to death, I look like a good person. I literally see that video of like a man saying, hey, we're gonna pay y'all $70K a year, and you're gonna have healthcare, and then have business quote unquote business strategists tell him he's a damn fool, and now look at him. He's still out here wilding.
Wasn't he still out here being somewhat problematic?
I mean, yeah. Again, a white man in the tech field, huh? Surprised.
I was like, man.
And yet,
you can never be ethical. Damn. Even when you're doing the ethical thing financially, he's like, damn, something else got him.
Something else is gonna happen, because it's like, somebody is more apt to give you the benefit of the doubt because you actually give a crap about your people. somewhat, possibly, maybe. But it's hard.
But-
It's hard, really, to give some people their flowers because it's like,
Well, I mean, the thing is, we associate, like, you know, again, because I know that Kevin has the vocals for it. I'm not even worried about it. Major, I'm sure you have a button on the stream deck. It's cool. I'm gonna let y'all handle that.
Not for this scene though.
Right? But here's the thing. It's just the assumption, right, that if someone has like a high position or a high status, it's not because they exploited people. No one asked them how they got there. We assume that because you are in a position that people associate with success, you are just successful because of your own merit.
You pulled yourself up by your bootstraps.
We're not going to talk about that phrasing because that phrasing makes me want to stab people. But it's the assumption, right, that if you succeed, you have succeeded in isolation and usually against odds. And it's things like, I started Amazon in my garage, but also with like a couple $100,000 worth of loan because my dad is a hedge fund manager.
mm-hmm.
You know, like I started this with a Yahoo address and a dream and a family who owns an emerald mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I was working out on my car to pay off my college tuition and loans and things. And my parents are like doctors and lawyers. Like, it's just the things that we get in this life are built usually on and this isn't the bad part, right? It's built on and in conjunction with other people. You have the talent that you have, and you also have the support of other coworkers, colleagues, or your community in general. I will tell you, I am a person who, like, I am a math K. I'm a data analyst. I am obviously smart enough to do the work that I do, but I also realized that a lot of the places that I've been able to go career-wise have simply been because I am not an asshole to people, and people have picked up on that and decided to help me where they could because I was not an asshole to them. So things like, you know, are you free to help me build a desk this weekend? Sure. Showed up to help build a desk and was just kind of like, hey, did you know that this place is hiring for a job right now? And they're like taking early applications. You would be the second person to apply if you applied right now. That is how the world works.
Mm-hmm. That part.
Or is how it should work.
Should work.
I mean,
Also
that's how
that part.
Well, the thing is, and that's the other thing too. Well, I mean, I think I know what the answer is for the people who are on this cast and for most of the people who are in our audience, but really, do we have to and want to maintain a world where just people, like someone just has to have less? I'm tired. That is what the last 6 weeks of vacation out here have had me on. Like, y'all are just determined that people can't. Y'all are here striking down the ability to have health care. Y'all are striking down the ability to have gender affirming care. Y'all are striking down the ability for people to just have part, not the whole thing, which it should be the whole thing, but just part of their student loans paid off. And for what? For what reason? Then,
yeah, I did learn that as a
because
private company, I can discriminate people based on their beliefs.
Because we're not going to get into that. Okay, so error 303 out here. That's a server error. That's what I've learned.
Wait, what's
but
303? You mean 404?
No, 303. That's the name of the company that you're referencing. So the other thing, while we're here, for like the last few things of being like, there's the weird thing of being like, well, we didn't want to have this because who's going to pay for that? I don't know. Who's paying for these banks around here that are failing?
Who's paying for Clarence Thomas?
Ask the Venmo account because that's how they paid him last time.
You mean Harlan Crow?
Wait, who you talking about? Uncle Ruckus?
Oh,
I saw yesterday.
Child.
I saw it was either yesterday or today. Somebody said, we need to start making our Venmos private because that's how people find shit out.
mm-hmm.
The thing is, Venmo has an option that you can just hide yourself from the timeline like that. Like, y'all should just, if you can't be good at it. Like, come on.
I'm still trying to figure out. I did not know Clarence
Merge.
knew how to use Venmo.
Here's the thing, Merge. You said it's dark money, but apparently Clarence Thomas has no interest in dark anything.
Ooh, he was a bad buck. I mean, yeah, dark money. But it's wild that like you trying to use dark money, but you out here using Venmo. Like, come on now. Don't. It's like dark money is supposed to be a little bit more secure than that. It shouldn't be like, oh,
like
it shouldn't be like Zelle though.
Least.
At least Zelle, that makes sense. Because
Zelle at least.
Yeah.
At least.
Look, Merge, I
Zelle
know
my
where the
offshore
IRS
account.
building is.
Because you seen it. You took a picture. You were there.
I was
You were out
there.
there. I was out here and there.
Right beside the Billy building.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
but just the nonsense of like people thinking that other people literally just have to. Well, I mean, for fairness, because that's the unfortunate part of how capitalism works. But just like, I don't know. I'm just been looking at things and being like, have there been places where someone has to not have something in order for me to have things? And so far, the answer has been no, 100% of the time. Major, what are you listening to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, I muted myself. All right, so that I can catch y'all up. I was trying to listen to the clip I made, which y'all may or may not be able to see in stream. Well, it is in the chat. My bot put it in there. I was making sure that I timed it right, so I muted my mic for the streams that way it wouldn't come over while Sin was talking. However, I did not mute the mic for them, so they heard the clip.
Because he was like, not me?
Yes, I just wanted to make sure I got Sin's statement about Clarence Thomas not liking anything dark.
Ooh.
I wanted that. I need to clip that. If we ain't got nothing else, that's it. Okay, let's see. So let's get into some maybe good news. Apple. They had WWDC at the beginning of June. They announced new features for iOS and macOS and iPadOS and this, that, and the third. And it was relatively boring until I should have had this queued up. There we go. Until this was announced. The Apple Vision Pro.
Ooh, that was a hot mess.
To be used with spatial computing. It's not AR, it's not VR, it's spatial computing. She looks tired. Those aren't her real eyes, though.
Those are her augmented eyes.
Those are special eyes.
Those are iOS.
Stop. She's all out of F's. So yes, this is Apple's Vision Pro spatial computing headset. going for $3,500 at the beginning of 2024. It is an all-encompassing headset, but because they want to keep it sleek, you need to power it with a power bank that is attached via an Apple Watch looking charger.
That was funny.
It does not work without it at all. It does have a screen on the front, which is showing what your eyes would technically look like if you can see through them, but it's to help you establish a connection with a person who just walked up to you while you were wearing the headset. That way they can tell if you're talking to them. It does have eye tracking, so if you were to look at them and give them the side eye in the headset, you might be able to give them the virtual side eye.
Bombastic virtual side eye. Criminal offensive virtual side eye.
Clarence will take 4 and Harlan will be paid. But yeah, this is their headset that they announced, and yeah. Any questions? I just wanted to put it up here because of ridiculousness.
Yeah, that was a hot mess, and I think we had a really good cackle. Cause I think we posted we shared it to each other's like TikToks, and it was like $3,500, and you can hear the whole crowd going like, "Oh," and it's like imagine Tim Apple.
It was rumored to be that expensive. Like they were talking like $3,000. Like, oh, I'm sorry, did the other $500 just like break your back all of a sudden?
No. It's like you hear about it, but you hear about it in the vein of like early reporting.
Oh, that ain't true. It ain't gonna be that damn much.
It can't be that. It can't be that
$1,000. Look, the Oculus Pro was $1,000. Come on.
Yeah, man. I mean like 15, 2K. You know, got to be for the mass market. Because if they're trying to sell it for the mass market or for like companies, then it's got to be price market to companies. And so when they hear that 35K, 3,500, it was like, God dang, ooh, my pockets. So yeah, because like early reporting is always like, you know, ooh, I don't know about that. I'm gonna take that with like a whole Morton's gram of salt. But then when you
can of salt,
yeah, but then when you hear it out of Tim Apple mouth, then it's like at the Apple campus, and you're like, ooh, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot, dude. I don't know about that now. Nah. And it looks weird. It looks weird. And it looks weird.
So, Ruin, why would you not buy it? Why would you not use it?
You know what also this reminds me of? Because, you know, it also kind of reminds me a bit of... is everybody familiar with, like, Ready Player One?
Yep.
That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Those comparisons came in, too.
Yeah. But again, the also with the issues is like it has to reach for the mass market. Because
but see, that's the thing. I don't think that they were... Like Merger said here, I don't think that that's what they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, like, Apple sees this as like a space that's way too new. It's not like the smartphone where there was BlackBerry and Windows Mobile and Palm already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though we do have the Oculus Quest, we've got the Oculus Pro, with the HTC Vive. Yeah, HTC Vive, right? And what's it? The Valve Index. Those are still, or even the PlayStation VR, like those are still too new of a technology, or even HoloLens. Those are still too new. To where I was like, yeah, we're not going to make a consumer device yet. What we want to do is like excuse me, make this top of the line device and do all these things. We'll see the apps that people develop for it, the use cases, and then when we make the consumer one, we'll make concessions where it needs to be to make it consumer price or Apple consumer priced, and then sell that to the mass market.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like oh damn, what was it? I think it was a MKBHD video I saw late. Like I saw it late. Like I saw it yesterday, but it came out months ago, where it was like a Mercedes concept electric vehicle. And the whole thing with it was like, what if we did everything we possibly could to a car to maximize battery efficiency? It's the worst car you would ever want, but it gets you 700, almost 800 miles of range on a single charge. Okay. So yeah, that's what I feel like this is. This is that Mercedes-Benz concept car. It was like, we gave you everything you would possibly want in AR and VR. And then once we figure out how all this stuff works, how people use it, you'll start seeing bits and pieces of it in their consumer headset, and you might start seeing other people use it too.
Right.
Oh, it's going to play Beat Saber. You're going to have to punch, but it'll be there on the Pro. Now use your hands. You just chop it. It'd be like Fruit Ninja, but with the blocks of Beat Saber.
The way I'm capable.
So, Sin, I don't think I've ever heard your thoughts on this headset. I really want to know, what do you think about Apple's Vision Pro?
I haven't seen the Vision Pro. Let me look, girl. I feel like I'm going to be upset about this.
It's on the stream right now.
Child, nothing got you out here looking like Geordie LaForge with an Apple logo, please.
Wait, are you sure you're looking at the Vision Pro or a concept image? Because that sounds like a concept image.
It looks like.
Like if you're looking at the stream, like I don't see an Apple logos. I don't know.
The way you're looking like some snorkels.
Let me go over here because Major insists that I just like,
because it's right here. It's right here.
Yeah, it's on the stream.
It's like on the screen.
He don't want to be like, hey, let me
get that view while you're at it.
Let me just like hit you with a screen. No. Somehow this is worse. I'm stuck in ads for like 50 years, but somehow this is worse. I'm looking at like the little like mini picture that they have at the top right of the screen.
So you see her eyes? Those are not her eyes.
Yes.
Those are not her eyes.
No.
Wait, what were we? Was there some sudden revelation that I was supposed to be prepared for?
It's a screen that shows your eyes when somebody is talking to you. It's called eyesight.
You know what this is giving? It's giving a futuristic Fisher-Price viewfinder.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong, because I see it.
You're not wrong.
For those of you who are too young to know, give me a second.
I mean, I got you right here. Now I have to search Viewfinder and not Viewfinder game.
Yeah, there's a few Viewfinder game.
Yes, I played it. You should definitely check out this Major Offline for Viewfinder. Or don't confuse it with the viewfinder of a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why are you talking about the eyesight camera? Even though technically that would, you know what, that would be a name, that would be a decent name for oh wait, oh, I know why you're thinking about eyesight now. I remember seeing that somewhere. Ah, eyesight. Well, they really love to recycle names, don't they? But yeah, that is the Apple Vision Pro. That's what Apple gave us at WWDC. Outside of a new Mac Pro that now runs on Apple Silicon. Because that just seems like a waste. All right. Last but not least in tech, it's time to talk about it. Oh wait, that's what that toy was called. It's called a Viewmaster, not a Viewfinder. Thank you, Ronan. Yeah, the toy was called the Viewmaster, not the Viewfinder. Y'all ready to talk about this? After we talked about the rich and the dumb things that rich people do with their money. Some people want to take a social media platform below the depths of the sea. Some people want to take actual submarines.
I'm gonna let y'all have this. I'm not gonna say anything for the next 5 minutes.
Same.
Needless to say that yes, a submarine was lost off the coast of North America. I forget where. I think it was Canada, maybe. I don't know. But it was in international water, so it doesn't matter which country, because this submarine was not sanctioned to go anywhere and do anything. Had 5 people aboard, 4 of which paid $250,000 to be aborted, and was being controlled by a $15, $20 now, or who knows, the price may have gone up.
Because it's sold out.
Logitech controller from like 1995. I swear I owned this controller when I was playing Madden 1995.
I think we all did. I think we all had that controller at one point. Like, thankfully it was not an Xbox controller, because Xbox has suffered enough.
But what about Logitech?
Well, Logitech will be fine.
I mean, if anything, they were like, look, hey, at least our shit's built to last.
Yep.
They found the controller.
It made it to the bottom of the
Should have used Thrustmaster. Oh no, don't come for the other brand that I use. Don't come for the other brand that I use.
Should use Mad Cats.
Mad Cats, Fantech, something else. Don't come for either Logitech or Thrustmaster.
These people use like a Huawei knockoff of a BlackBerry Pearl to try to steer this thing. Out here, literally out here with the sidekick open to Microsoft Excel and wondering why the submarine didn't go where they wanted it to go. I hate everything about this.
What Merch is here, I think I've seen the same thing, where someone mentioned that the controller wasn't the bad part. Apparently much of our military is using game controllers because that's what the kids are used to. I believe
See-
I read some time ago too. Like that's the reason why reticles on assault rifles are rectangular and not circle anymore, because it looks
So,
like a
like-
TV screen.
So, like, here's the thing, right? My issue isn't the fact that they used a controller specifically, but the fact that that happened in conjunction with literally everything else.
It was
For
a comedy of
exam-
errors.
For example, child, you can only send and receive things by text message.
Look, I'm just gonna say that at least
Wait, how did you-
at least the Ukrainian military are using Steam Decks.
Just like, bro, text messages on an item that only opens from the outside.
Wait, Merge, why would you want to see a Spirit Airlines pilot anyway?
Because we want to go places, but we're poor. Correct, Bird. Correct. It's one of those draw a circle around the problem. Well, okay, I'm going to circle everything individually, and then I'm going to circle the whole thing as a group. Whew.
Circles the whole
Whew.
thing. Yep.
Have y'all ever been on a cruise?
Unfortunately,
Like, I feel
I have.
like if you've been on a cruise and dealt with phone signal on this, why would you go underground?
it's my
when-
whole point.
Yep.
My
It's
whole
like,
point.
huh?
Girl, what are we doing here?
There's no 3G. There's no 3G in the ocean.
There's about 3G as in tons of pressure, maybe. But like other than that, no.
Yep. Like, damn, I really want to make this phone call, but I can't because I'm in the middle of the freaking ocean.
I find out your Uber is using a Thrustmaster razor wheel. But look, does it turn the steering column though? Like, I
Probably
mean,
better-
look, you detach the
Probably better
steering
than
wheel.
these
The real
self-piloting Teslas.
The
Well-
real question is someone trying to drive a car with a Fisher Price like racing wheel.
That where I would have the problem. If it was a Thrustmaster wheel, hey,
Because that's
But yeah,
probably
that's real
that
enough.
that would probably be a better wheel.
It's small, but it's real enough.
It's real enough. No, it's them driving a car with a Fisher Price.
The plastic horn don't even work. It just squeaks
And then-
inside the car.
And then you try to make text messages with another Fisher Price phone.
So that is the minimum of the
Press
problem.
B for brakes.
I need to press B for prick, more like press X to doubt, amen. Here's the thing.
Press F for respects. and apparently with them memes, there was no respect.
It wasn't.
I have
Nobody was pressing F.
No, it was like
I
the
have-
queen. It was like the queen's
except for
death all
one-
over again.
Yep.
except for one person. I think there's one person that everybody can empathize with, and that is with
The
rest in-
professor.
no. Rest in peace to them. It was a 19-year-old kid who was
Oh,
only
yeah,
on the ship
yeah.
because
The
he was just
19-year-old,
like,
yeah.
I didn't want to go, but my dad wanted to go for Father's Day.
Right.
That's it. Other than that, I was just gonna be like, y'all, here, I'm gonna lean into the microphone.
Can
and I'm
someone
going
be
to share a
posthumously
thing, right?
be charged with murder?
Child, if they haven't done you or something, I'm a hush. Wait, actually, yes. I think one person, if not a handful of them, have been. But here's another thing. While I'm here, I want everybody to know who's listening that all of this happened before, and they nearly died the first time, and they barely escaped. And what they thought was, without making any improvements and ignoring the advice of several people who are probably smarter than them,
Not to mention firing one.
decided that they were going to do this again. When I read the details of this, it was truly giving Elon firing the one senior engineer who said that's actually not how our tech stack works. Because it wasn't just one person, it was a succession of people who were just like, but don't, fired, but don't, fired, but don't. Your concern and caution for human life is an anathema to innovation in science. Bitch, you are going in the water. You're not making sustainable homes. You're not building bridges. You're not building farmland. You're not doing any of that. You are getting in a submarine with a door that only opens from the outside. If you don't get the fuck out of here, because you want to know what that tells me, with all that money you had, you could have commissioned a submarine. Submarines already exist that could probably go all the way down there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't James Cameron own one?
Safely. Like, safely, but...
James Cameron is the only human being to have made as many trips down to the Titanic and have come back.
Keep in mind, the submarine
Multiple
was
trips.
also called Titan.
Right. Because he's actually built, but he said, yo, how do I do this?
Merge. Literally, here's the thing. I don't understand how a billionaire didn't do his due diligence. Here's the thing. Other people did it for him and he fired them. I feel like that part needs to be clarified. People said, hey, don't. And the response was, here's a pink slip. You want to know who I feel bad for? All the people who were part of this project and would like to get science jobs and are just like, y'all want to explain this? And it was I literally gave people reasons not to do this and they said, fuck you, do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. So this was another reasoning of like, rich people ain't the move no more. Like, rich people ain't necessarily the paragons of knowledge and understanding. Again, it's like, here's this, my billions does not allow me instant intelligence. Nani? I can be dumb and have money? No. I can make horrible decisions and have a bunch of money to do so.
You know something? I would say, you sure can. Why don't you just go ahead and let me hold that for you for safekeeping while you're on this trip? As a matter of fact, would you mind signing this form real quick, just before you go?
Mm-hmm. Standard procedure.
All right, so everybody wants to catch up in June gaming news.
Oh yeah.
Summer Games Fest happened.
Yeah, it did.
Games were announced.
Yeah, they were.
Thoughts?
I think the biggest surprise was like they're doing Metal Gear Snake Eater again. So I'm like, that was cool. I was like, okay, that was cool. Because when I tell you, I was like air frying wings when I was watching, because all these stories come up on Sunday, right? And so I'm literally air frying wings for my mom's like birthday weekend. I look at the commercial, I'll say, I don't know what's going on here. Oh, it's a bird, it's bug, it's snake, or whatever. Okay. I'm like, I go check on the wings, I come back, I look at my iPad, I'm looking at Snake. I'm looking into his eyes, and then Snake Eater starts playing, and I'm like, and the first thing I think of is like, I know Major's going off.
Somebody needs to go check on Major, please. Somebody check on Major.
It was like the horn, and then because the horns had kicked in. Da, 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 and I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And I was like, and then we was like, what a thrill. And I was like, because I'm going off, and I'm mostly like, MGS for MGS1, maybe Subsistence, probably like Snake Eater. Like I might have played like the MGS Guns of the Patriots demo, and that was about it. I'm very casually a MGS fan, and I knew I was like, Yeah, wild.
Oh, speaking of which, too, Death Stranding is coming to Mac OS.
That's cool.
Kojima's a big fan of the Mac.
Kojima says, "I'm gonna get that Mac money now."
Yep.
Let's go.
Lost my shit then too. Could really care less about anything that was talked about on that WWDC DC keynote. Kojima walked into the spaceship. I was like, but of course, yes, that's what started us playing, or that's what caused. Actually, wasn't that PlayStation? That was PlayStation that announced that, right?
What
Delta.
Snake Eater?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, because that's what got me to play MGS5 during June.
Mm-hmm.
While everybody else played Diablo because I couldn't afford Diablo.
Yeah. I ain't got $70. I ain't got $70 to get the Bobby Kodak. You can kiss my ass.
Actually, Ruined? No, not anymore. Not anymore. I'm on Miles.
Yeah, I was finna host you the other day, and I'm like, "Ooh, you looking like you pretty far." Let me.
Yeah, that game did not take long.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I'm away
No,
from."
I didn't change. Ruined. That's the sad part. I did not change. I finished that game in less than 2 weeks, and I'm like, bruh.
Like, yeah, you looking kind of far. I don't want to spoil myself because
That was by mistake.
Yeah, because I will find my way to that game eventually. But
Look, it's not a long playthrough.
Yeah,
and it looks amazing on PC.
Oh, I know. As I've been like playing like Remake, and I'm just like, and I've just been sitting up there looking like, this is great. Like
Maybe I should play Remake next month.
Yeah, you should. But I remember playing this game in like, what was it, like 1994, 94, 95, 7, yeah.
I thought it came in 97, yeah.
Yeah, 97, yeah. So I'm playing this and everybody was all blobs. It was like blobs. Oh, you know, like Cloud, a blob. And Barrett, a big blob, a big brown blob. And then Eris, a cute blonde blob. And yeah, brown head blob. And Tifa, a surprisingly stacked blob. And then now I'm looking at Remake and I can see their pores. I can see Barrett's facial hair. I can see the literal thirst in Jesse's eyes right now for Cloud. I can literally look at her licking her lips at Cloud, like, bro, I'm looking at you looking kind of good. And I'm like, whole sequence,
we try to save the planet.
It's like that whole sequence where like Cloud jumps the train, and I'm like,
that's because they gave her more words to say.
And I just said like, haha, looks like we got a train to catch. Like that. Have you
played it before?
What Remake?
Yeah.
No, this is my first time on PC.
Okay, I'm just asking because I played it on PS4.
No. Yeah, I was.
Have you made it to the Honeybee Inn yet?
No, I'm getting there. though.
But, you know what? Yeah, I definitely did play that next month because I would like to see what that looks like. The best it could possibly look like.
Oh, it looks amazing. Oh, it looks like that Roche fight where you're like mad lads on the road, and like Roche is all like with his like, and he's like just like cackles with a motorcycle and just like taking his own troops out. And I'm like, this game is amazing. So, but yeah, I've been kind of like sampling and savoring it slowly.
But going back to Activision and Diablo and Blizzard and whatnot, the ABK acquisition. We finally had some movement.
Yeah.
It finally made it to the US.
Yep.
And the FTC sued and and they had a temporary injunction issued towards the acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
and you thought that Microsoft was just debasing itself all around the world to make it seem like we're not the best. Like, come on, we're in third place. You know, everybody else, they out here just living their best life. We out here, we struggling. We're struggling, man. We can really use this. It can really help us out. It can really help us out. Only for somebody to be like, nah, it ain't that bad. Here are these documents. It says here that Horizon Forbidden West costs this much. Where did you get that information? It's on this document that was copied. But where's all the redaction lines?
A Sharpie is not redaction lines.
All that to say that the FTC lost the case to Microsoft.
Stay at home.
But the FTC is not done. They've filed for an appeal on the decision to stop the acquisition from happening. Now, with all that being said, and I'm pretty sure I left some stuff out, I'm of two minds of this. I get the argument of let's not let all these companies become giant corporations and we have no choice in the matter because this fucks up competition.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also like, eventually we get Diablo and Call of Duty on Game Pass? And as a consumer who bought Game Pass, why not? Just saying. Oh, there was an update 2 hours ago? What was the update? Oh, okay, so the hold is back in place, I guess, while the appeal is happening. MS doesn't need to own them for that to happen, even if it's just Warzone or something of the like. Just cut a check. Exactly, and that's the thing. Like, we could just get ABK on Game Pass, but they really want those developers. But I still think they really want King. I honestly think that they just want King.
It's really King. Because, like I say, Bobby would have been like, "Yeah, we got you, exclusivity deal," you know. But they wanted King though.
I think they want King.
Yeah.
Because like Activision Blizzard really doesn't make anything outside of like Call of Duty, Overwatch, and Diablo.
Mm-mm.
World of Warcraft.
They make money, but they don't make mobile money.
I think
mobile
the issue
games
is the
make
ongoing
money.
cost. They can internalize that if they want to buy them. King is the cherry on top. I wouldn't put a game like COD on Game Pass either. People going to buy it regardless. Yeah. I was just messy. I just want it to be over. It's not gotten to a point where I just don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But just wanted to highlight that, hey, movement happened on that.
Yeah. It's kind of like, sure, that it'd be nice if it went through and, you know, we can kind of get past it so it's not like, you know, breaking news but I could care less. I'm indie games, baby. I'm indie games, baby.
Moving over to streaming news. Surprisingly, there was streaming news in June. I mean, outside of the fact that the community does not think that Twitch did anything right by the LGBTQ community. They said they were very, very softball on that. And because I think at Twitch Paris, the CEO apologized for not doing enough.
I think it probably is worth noting while we're here. I still have not seen hide nor while we're talking about these things. Yeah, I've not heard hide nor hair of anything. But everybody's friendly reminder that this month is Disability Pride Month.
Thank you for the reminder. I've seen some stuff on Mastodon though. It was like passing posts about it, not something like, hey, remember, hello, hi, we're here. But the one thing I do have on the notes for June, Partner Plus was announced.
Ooh, Chile.
And this is so I actually have an article because I forgot how this all went down. Twitch recently unveiled its new Partner Plus program that offers an improved revenue split. The streamers have now described to Eurogamer it as anti-community. The program was announced last month for launch in October and is set to offer a 70-30 revenue split, higher than the usual 50-50 between streamers and Twitch. However, the criteria for this higher revenue split is very specific, meaning few streamers will likely reach the necessary requirements.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking to Eurogamer at TwitchCon Paris, many Twitch partners criticized the program and stated its threshold was unattainable. Partners who wish to qualify for the Partner Plus program will need to maintain a subscription count of at least 350 recurring paid subscriptions for 3 consecutive months. One-off gift subscriptions and subscriptions through Prime do not count.
And child, that like people were barely meeting the criteria as it is, so please continue.
For many streamers, this criteria is impossible. Analytics platform Streams Charts revealed only 2.5% of partners would actually qualify for the program, just over 1,000 streamers total. Saying that our analysts have compiled even more statistics to determine who is eligible for the Twitch Partner Plus program if Prime and or gifted subs were included. Based on estimated subs data for the past 3 months, including Prime, about 5.2%, including gifted 9%, including Prime and gifted 11.5%. And this is from Twitch ambassador Ebonics. Shout out to Ebonics.
Shout out to Ebonics.
Quote, it felt like it was an optical illusion where the goalposts were getting closer, but in actual fact, the view had shifted. In reality, there are very few people who can get 350 paid subs on this platform, particularly those from marginalized demographics.
She's not wrong.
The way that people have talked about discoverability and all this other stuff on the platform for like ages, to do things like this, but then not address those issues, or to know that things like hate raids and other things in marginalized communities mean that we have to have our guards up for who can even be in the space, let alone sub to the space when we get to all of that. And it's just like, we're not addressing any of those concerns. It's just kind of like, y'all have to go hit this number. Girl, you know something? This is right around the time during our stream that I go and get a drink. I'm going to go and get a beverage. Because girl,
I was about
I'm
to
too
go
old
get some
for
water
this. I'm
myself.
too old for this.
I was about to get water myself.
I'm gonna go ahead and cash my pension today. Well, I mean, I would have had one at some point in history.
But they were too busy changing the terms and conditions to do good. To go while we wait for Sin to come back, which Mastodon discourse are you referring to? I told my July 4th story, if that's what you meant. I forget they did fuck up. Dang it, Twitch. Yep, surprisingly, they just could not go the month of June without like, oh no.
Without one level of fuckery. Because that's what I was like, how people expect to make that much and then you move the goalpost and then like, hooray, and it's like, none of us are gonna see that. We're gonna see those level of numbers. Like, what's that about? Like, it was a mess.
Yeah, when I saw the Partner Plus, I was like, I don't care. I'm never get up there. It's whatever.
Yeah.
To call, I didn't talk much about Mastodon except for what happened to me July 4th. I did forget to mention this whole brouhaha of Threads federating, which that's a mess. And I personally don't feel like getting into that because I'm fucking tired. I am just fucking tired. Like, I don't even know. Like, I'm really interested. Like, who is you? If anybody is on toot.majorsauce.com, do you think we should automatically defederate from threads.net? That's all I need to know. Oh, Toot Root. Oh, that got fixed. It's whatever. That was an easy fix. Just update your Mastodon instance. Sorry, I'm doing this because I'm just trying to fan myself a little bit, just a little bit.
All good.
He must be making himself a drink.
Making him a drink.
All of them really is going to have names like that. You know what? I'm really starting to get pissed too because, like, with Mastodon calling their posts toots, now, like, Blue Sky wanting to call their posts skeets. Skeets. I forgot what Threads was calling their, like, what people were trying to get Threads to call their posts.
Threats.
Yo, did you get my threat?
Mm-hmm. Hey, yo, I threat you, man. Oh gosh.
Well, Bird, what do you say? What to skeets?
Probably the skeets.
So, what were we saying about
they skeeted?
what were we saying about Blue Sky?
Oh, the names of the posts on specific platforms. Like,
What's the name of the post on Blue Sky?
Skeets. That's what the community is calling it.
Skeet.
Well,
3 for 3, baby.
Since how the game.
That's the TKO and Punch Out.
What black Ronan I truly did? What black person was responsible for this mess?
I don't think it was a black person.
Now that I think about it, yeah, I don't think it was a black person.
It either was a black person who's devious and knew it would fly over everybody's heads, or a person who is like a little bit too eager to approximate black English. Because that's right up there with fleets, and fleets are, I can't believe why y'all got away with that.
The thing about fleets was I didn't like fleets. Didn't like fleets, but just before they started to take them away, I started using them, and I'm like, these are not bad. And then they took them away, and I was literally like, yeah, why did y'all give this away? See, that's another thing. One thing I hate is for you to give me something that I asked for and then quit after a while. It smacks of a quitter, and I don't like quitters.
I want to say, I remember that there were people who were saying that Jake Tapper from CNN was the one who said ski. Or at least that, okay, yeah, there we go. There's a new social media app called Blue Sky, and on it, Brian Schwartz just skeeted at Jake Tapper. This is a video, with Jake Tapper on CNN saying that.
Oh, Jesus. Whew. My God.
Tap, tap, Tapper.
No. Oh, I know you lying.
Shall break every chain.
Please. Oh no, babes. Oh,
Don't forget to
no.
respeed this book. Listen, I'm scrumped. I've scrumped a stream of times gone by.
Like, it was initially like on
I
April
can't
27,
stand y'all. Like, y'all can literally
2023.
go nowhere. I hate y'all so much.
On April 27, 2023, it was written in the verge that they're called skeets now because, just shit posters on Blue Sky. But it was submitted to the lexicon when Jake Tapper of CNN said someone skeeted about something official happening.
And like,
on May 1st.
and this is why I feel that some black person had to be involved, because ain't nobody stop y'all.
On Blue Sky,
Nobody.
no. On Blue Sky, no.
Oh no.
On Blue Sky,
Like,
no.
No. It's invite only, Sin. Do you think black folk really get in there like that? Unless, the black folks I've seen are like in them high influencer spaces.
Yep.
Major.
Or in the media,
Okay.
like Gita Jackson. And just only seeing Gita Jackson post things on Blue Sky was enough for me to like follow her and unfollow her several times. Because I just can't. You are talking about nothing of substance right now.
I'm an influencer. Yay, I didn't know. Like,
I have
At
5.
least.
I have 5. What do you say? I probably have 6 now. I have not logged into Blue Sky in a month.
I'm saying that I guess we're saying now that you have clout. See, like, once again, proving a thing that we said earlier.
What?
Today. But
Damn it, I walked into it again.
Matrix
Yeah,
got clout. Don't let nobody
Yeah.
tell them different.
Major's House of Clout.
Oh my God. I just want
yeah.
to test new tech. That's all I want.
But like someone was just like here, and I'm just like, at the very least, I can make sure that nobody else runs around and says there's Sinziak on this social. So I'm just going to go and do that.
The only
Literally
black person
logged in
that I
to
know
do
that-
that and then left.
The only black person I know that uses Blue Sky is Major. Sin does too. Sin has a Blue Sky account too. We just established that.
But like, yikes, my God, y'all are. I just have so many questions, and most of them are like, what is wrong with all of you? But you know something? It's a place made by Jack. I just need to say, I'm going to be forever skeptical about that particular platform because Jack is involved.
All right, so let me look at the list of topics here because I think that was it. I mean, we've got the ROG Ally releasing, but that's whatever. Hey, buddy. And of course, like I said, hey, it's.
See, influencers.
Are you an influencer?
What are you doing?
I'm waiting for the answer to my question. Are you an influencer?
Yeah?
Out the mouths of babes.
What he
Won't he
said.
do it?
Yes.
Won't he do it?
What's up? You look sleepy. You're interrupting a podcast. What can I do for you?
Are you playing game or something?
No, I'm recording a podcast. Jack,
It's
Musk,
been-
or Zuck. That's going to be the question. I would like to see which one will win in a cage first. I feel like Jack would win that one. Who's out, buddy?
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, I
Jack
think-
will win that in a cage fight. But
Yeah.
my question actually is,
No, Jack would win that just off of the power of meditation in South Africa alone. However,
Yeah, his Nen would be strong. Yeah.
for that being said, I need it to be. I am going to put this as gently as possible, as to avoid concerns with the varying terms and conditions of all of the different platforms that exist.
because boy, there's a lot
I
of them.
I think this should be a significantly high stakes environment in wherever this cage fight happens.
True. A very
That is what-
secure, high stakes
Stakes
environment
environment.
where there's absolutely no distractions from the outside world. They were able to hash out whatever grievances they have in this high
Apparently
stakes
it's a lot.
confined environment that is secure, that no one can enter or exit.
Until
a
at least until
sword-
the battles, done.
Yeah.
A sort of Thunderdome, if you were.
No. The views and opinions of Kevy Kev are not the views and opinions of Tech Talk Thursdays and other major.
Wait,
South
what's
brands.
wrong? What's wrong with the Thunderdome? No,
Nope.
talk to me about this.
No, it's just no. That is implying that this is a death battle, and that is what we are not saying.
I mean, we just
No.
said two men enter.
If
but
we
only
no
one man
no, if we
leave.
would like for Tina Turner's music to grace the stage, to sing that they play a specific song, or if we get the rights to a specific movie in which she acted in to be some type of symbol during this high stakes meeting in a secure location with no distractions,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
then that's okay. But we cannot say that we are going to lock 3 rich white men in a cage alone in a Kumatai style battle in what we would like to call a Thunderdome. We can't say that. That would break terms of service with God knows how many platforms this podcast might be posted on.
Mhm.
That being
You know.
said, speaking of the platforms, we have Twitter. We have, and we're going to look at specifically microblogging services. We have Twitter, we have Blue Sky, we have Mastodon, and we have Threads. What's everybody going towards? If you need to be on a microblogging platform, what is your go-to?
I keep it. I'm gonna keep it real. Like,
You have to choose one. You can't hit your bets.
okay, here's my bits.
You gotta choose one.
Threads.
All right. So Kev says Threads. Tikal says Mastodon.
It's a toss-up between Mastodon and Tumblr.
Microblogging. Would Tumblr be technically microblogging?
I mean,
I don't know. I'm not familiar with Tumblr.
Uh,
All right. Ruin says he'll pick Mastodon. Merge is voting that we defederate from who? Who are we defederating from? Threads?
America.
I mean, I vote that too. We should defederate.
That's
Tumblr would not be microblogging. That's full ass blogging. I mean, to be fair, you can plug in WordPress into the Fediverse. So Merge wants me to defederate from Threads. I'm not opposed to that now. Like, as long as nobody gets mad at me for using Threads, I will defederate for Threads. And as long as they open the API up for Threads so I can cross post.
Yeah.
I will treat Threads like it's another service altogether. It does not even matter. So yeah, Kev says Threads to call, ruin, and merge, say Mastodon, aka the Fediverse. Let's see. But also Tumblr goes into the Fediverse. So see, you got to choose one. I'll let you have Tumblr because that's just the Fediverse at this point. I will change Mastodon to the Fediverse.
Okay.
So, is it Threads or Fediverse?
The Fediverse.
Oh,
I'd say
Tumblr
the
isn't
Fediverse.
federated? I thought it was.
I only have an inactive Twitter account. Ruin, just take it the rest of the way. Just walk it right on off the pier.
Oh, wow. Never mind. It is not. Okay, so Tumblr is out.
No.
Tumblr's out.
Oh no.
So can't use Tumblr. So I guess it's Threads.
No, Mastodon. It'll be Mastodon.
Kev, obviously you want Threads.
Yep.
Kev said what he said.
Yeah. I can't, and honestly, so let's talk about it. Like I feel like, I mean, granted, it's 11. Probably should wrap it up at some point.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still something I feel like it's important and I want to talk about a little bit because I mean, it goes back to like, all right, how are we communicating with each other, especially with all these different social platforms that, you know, for better or worse, do not talk to each other. We're back in in 2006 when this was new again, where there were 50 million social media sites out there.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we already, like, on a certain level, I feel like this is like well-tread territory for a lot of us. So I'm like, it is what it is. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's something where like when Threads was announced, you got everybody said, well, that's another social media app I got downloaded. I said, wait, were we not doing this before?
Yeah,
like this doesn't seem new to me.
Because it isn't.
And then, I mean, and it's also like, I legit want to figure out what all these new apps are. Like now that, you know, somebody broke the de facto standard, what does this look like? Because nobody reacted this way when Facebook made its many changes. It took Muskie Musk to drive a platform into the ground, or drive Twitter to the ground specifically, because he could have bought any one of these other networks, made his own, driven it to the ground, and nobody would have cared. Twitter was so integral to everything.
On a certain level, we'll never know.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, well, again, like I said, Facebook has gone through so many changes, so many policy changes. The fact that it is trying to be the internet, trying to take everybody's data. Look at Cambridge Analytica. People stopped using social media before they went to look for something else. Twitter, on the other hand, when Musk took it over, people went to look for something else. When he kept making changes, people went to look for something else. They just, like, there were people who did quit, but there were more people looking to be somewhere else than who quit. You didn't hear people when Facebook made a change, everybody went to Friendica. No, they just like, you know what? I'm fucking done. I'm out. But when Twitter fucked up, it was like, oh my God, where do I go now?
I think there's also something to be said about the audiences of people that you expect to be there, right? Like, how do I say this? For a lot of people who are on Twitter, most of it is staying aware of things like socially, culturally, and all of this other stuff. I don't go to Facebook for that. If they decided to change a whole bunch of stuff on Facebook, it's like, can I see what my uncle and my aunt are doing? Can I see what my cousins are doing? Can I see what like these handful of people that I still care about that I knew from college are doing? And that's it. If Facebook makes policy changes, they don't hit as hard because I don't need them for that. But like, if I'm on like Twitter for however long I've been on there, is like people who are into my anime interest, my gaming interest, my musical interest, my like things like what's going on in the world, what's going on in the country, what's going on in this section of culture, Black culture, with queer people, with disabled people, and all this other stuff.
So it's like with Facebook, I may lose contact with my uncle, but I'll see him at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Exactly.
But if I lost Twitter, those are people I will never have that connection with again.
Some of it is those are people I won't have connection with again. And for some people, Twitter became such a big hub for, I want to know about things.
Right.
I just want to know about things.
Right,
like,
which is like with the MTA letting people know shit's happening with a train line or something.
Like, it's right up there with like
public service announcements.
I need to know, like in the grouping of I need to know things as a platform, it's basically Googling stuff, YouTubing stuff, and did someone post about this on Twitter or not? And I think that part is part of what's messing people up, is not the where am I going to go to find this? It's I'm certainly not going to learn the things that I've learned about things from like subscribing to the Washington Post. That's the other thing too. Twitter became this place that people went because they were just like, we can't rely on things like television and newspapers to tell us all the things. But these people on Twitter will get out here and tell you everything about what was happening in Major Linux's basement on Thursday if he's doing something shady down there or what have you.
Well, it would be very awkward if I found out that I had a basement.
Yeah, I mean, it would be. But like, that's the kind of stuff that people like are dealing with. And that's the other thing too. A lot of people are having a lot of strong feelings about what's happening, what they're losing, but they're having a hard time with vocalizing what those feelings are.
And Tycho, I see what you're saying, like the whole point with ActivityPub. And that's where this is where I feel like people looking at Mastodon get confused. While signing into Mastodon and creating a Mastodon account and using Mastodon is fairly simple, it's a lot of the confusing it with the greater ActivityPub. Well, yeah, like ActivityPub, you can plug a lot of things into it, but I think this conversation specifically is for Mastodon and what people are using Mastodon for, and not the greater Fediverse. Because yeah, we can plug WordPress into it. Threads could be plugged into it, which would still technically be a microblogging platform. You could plug PeerTube, Lemmy, Kbin, all this stuff into it. But at the end, like for this conversation specifically, we're talking about Mastodon as it is being used as a microblogging service, to where as much as people, and I'm going to say like the pure elitist, the purist and the elitist of Mastodon would like to say that this is not a Twitter replacement. For a lot of people, it is, because it does, for the most part, depending on which service you use, whether it's Mastodon, CowKey, Misskey, God knows whatever, it is replicating features of Twitter that they don't feel safe using on Twitter anymore.
I think there's also something to be said about the thing where people talk about this isn't a Twitter replacement. I feel like that's one of those, you're talking about what people do with Twitter as a platform and as a technology versus what they are using Twitter for or
Yeah,
to do.
I think
and people are
that-
going to go and try to replicate that, period.
I think a lot of that is stemming from the fact that people, like, especially when people came in and were looking for quote retweets. And instead of like, hey, we'll work on that, they were like, no, Mastodon doesn't need it. This isn't Twitter. Like, I don't know. That would kind of make this experience cooler. Yes, I am tired of literally the same 5 people bitching about quote tweets, but they're not wrong though.
And like, that's the other thing too. I think people, okay, so Kevin, I know that you're not in software specifically, but you know enough about software to follow along with what we're talking about.
Yeah, I
Major,
know a
you and
few
I are
bars,
like
yep.
very like are in software, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think we can understand that when someone names a feature, they're not saying put a retweet button here. What they're saying is, I would like to take the things that I see from people that I share space with and amplify it somehow. Build the feature over there.
So
but
it's not
like
so
they
no, it's not that, because reposting was a thing. Like that was it's quoting is the thing that they're looking for. That doesn't exist.
Well, I mean, if they're looking for like quote tweeting or whatever, if like using retweeting as an example here, but if
Okay,
you
got
wanted
you.
to use like quote tweeting, that's fine. It's one of those, they use the word for this because those are the words that they have to express the function that they want. If they had the ability to give you a paragraph with here's a set of specifications or whatever, and you read this and went, oh, this makes sense, but then you looked at them when they said quote tweet and immediately turned up your nose, figure this out. Y'all are supposed to be elite people who are into software and development primarily on this platform. Y'all know better than this.
Honestly, it was the people who were giving the issue, who were having the issues with people asking for quote tweets or like a function similar to quote tweeting, were the people who was like, we don't want this to be Twitter. Not the devs. It was not the devs, because guess what? It's actually in the quote tweeting or whatever they're calling it, or like quote reposting or whatever the fuck they're going to call it, is in the pipeline to come out for Mastodon.
When
It
I
is
say-
added
when I-
to other, like that functionality is added to other microblogging services on the Fediverse.
Oh, by the
Nobody
way,
had a problem with implementing it. It was just the purist, the gatekeepers of Mastodon who were like, that is a Twitter thing? That's not how we do things here.
when I say devs, right, I'm not talking about the people who are doing the work of coding on this platform or implementing features or any of that stuff. I'm talking about devs as an audience, because as I understand it, a large audience of people who are on Mastodon are developers.
I would say yes, but I still feel like that overgeneralizes.
I mean, of course it does. I don't know everybody on the platform. What do you
Again, I'm just going to say, like, again, I feel like the proper term, and again, it's like say not to call the people in the Republican Party racist, but they are, or to call the people who attacked the Capitol on January 6th terrorists because they are. Call them who they are. It is the fucking elitist gatekeepers of Mastodon. Not the devs. It is the elitist gatekeepers of Mastodon. You have to give them that fucking identity. It is the same motherfuckers who wanted to establish rules that say when black people talk about their lived experience, please use content warning. Fuck you. If someone on this platform called me a nigger, I'm going to say that shit with my whole chest, because y'all need to see what I am going through. You feel uncomfortable? Tough fucking titties, my nigga.
I feel like it depends on who asked me. Honestly, it feels like it would depend on who asked me for that content warning. If y'all, and I do extend that to the people who are currently here in this podcast, if y'all ask me for those content warnings, because you're just like, we already deal with this all the time and I don't need to see that shit today. Y'all got that.
And
from
that
me.
makes sense. But the ones...
Anybody else though, y'all can kick boulders right down the street. not to talking about these Frosties. Anyway,
Unfortunately,
let me
yeah, this does look like a strawberry Frosty. Because when is Wendy's coming back with vanilla? Come on, man.
That would be nice.
It would really be nice. Taco says the gatekeeping doesn't make sense because other activity pub apps have that functionality. Soapbox being the one that first comes to mind. Like if you go to that website and go in halfway down the page, it has QTs, the Fediverse. It's Fediverse compatible. Exactly. Like, that's the thing. Like, it was not an issue to do. It's just that, yeah, it's these fucking elitist, purist, gatekeepy ass motherfuckers who are like, that's just not how we do things. Like, okay, then don't. But I would like to see this feature. This is really nice.
So you're also out here like, you know, imagine being a group of people who feel that you can tell a whole other group of people what features they can or can't have, or determining that you get to decide what the levels are as far as what people's experiences are around here.
I mean, if you want that control, be an admin of an instance.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like weird behavior.
Very weird.
Very odd. Quite strange.
Honestly, I don't think so. I honestly do not think so. Like, they're mainly there to fucking bitch and complain about shit that's happening that they don't like since Muskie Musk took over Twitter. It's been like that since I started MajorTube. But that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna call it a show. What do you guys think?
It's been a good first one back.
Got work to do, man. We got work to. I got to put a show list together this week. Ugh.
I'm already planning on my next vacation. It's fine.
Anywho, thank you everybody for tuning in to this. I would say long, but actually this is about an average length of the show. Was it 6 hours, Merge? But yeah, thank you so much for whatever to the other 3 hours you promised. I ain't promised shit. I ain't promised shit. Thank you everybody for coming through. Thank you everybody for being patient with us as we took a break, because whether you know it or not, actually doing the show, it is some work. It's some fucking work. It takes dedication to be here every night. I mean, as evidenced by Anka still not knowing when we were coming back. Still, some of us still can't get our act together, but she's the GOAT. She can do whatever. Regular shows coming back. I think this month, however, we may skip a Thursday, so we can have actually 3 regular shows for the month of June. Come back, or July, excuse me, and we'll come back in August. The last week in August for our first Thursdays back. Again, please, I don't like begging. I don't like asking for money, but hey, you know, times are tough. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, or if you don't want to give Amazon your money because they probably took enough of it last week, this week. Again, Ko-fi, Patreon, PayPal, all that.
Hey, heavy on the Ko-fi button, because Major, if you want to give Major money, gets far more of that money through that platform. Just saying, just go ahead and do it.
You heard him. I don't know where I get the most money from. Not that that's a thing I ever keep up with. I really don't. Any support helps, regardless, wherever. Also do want to point out too that, yeah, things happen. I actually was a part of a PayPal scam last month. That's another thing that happened in June that really fucking exhausted me. But I was able to sit there and get that money back from PayPal. So yeah, any bit helps. Trying to keep the lights on. Like, it is literally now a point of trying to keep the lights on. Not these lights. My wife is doing an amazing job keeping these lights on, but the servers and all that stuff running these platforms. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Shut up, Merge. I'm not giving you 3 hours. But yeah, thank you all so much for, bearing with us during this month, coming back to the show in July. If it wasn't for Kev and Tin, like reminding me on a literally everyday basis, hey, take a break. They'll be back. If they love the content, they'll be back. So
I'll be back.
it's because of y'all that, you know, I felt comfortable stepping away for a bit. So yeah, thank you. Thank you all for that. I really do appreciate that. On behalf of Sinziak, on behalf of Kev, I'm your host, Mark Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux. I am your favorite streamer's favorite IT guy. They just don't know it yet. So please, if you don't mind, please tell them. Kev, am I your favorite IT guy?
You sure are.
Sin, am I your favorite IT guy?
I'm my favorite IT guy, but you're a close second.
I tried. Oh, but thank y'all so much. Of course, y'all could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream, or could have been living through an existential threat of all this tech companies coming for your bag and your neck. But you waited a month and said, our heroes will return and will save us from the evils of tech corporate capitalism. And for that, I said, thank you. Thank you for believing. Thank you for waiting. And all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is love you and peace.
Wakanda forever.
I got to stand next to the Black Panther costume.
Awesome.